Welcome to another episode.
That's me again, isn't it?
Yeah,
I apologize.
David loves the sound.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of You Can't Make This Shit Up. Like I started this, we're in our new location at our office down in West Colonial.
Yes.
And we're really excited to be setting up the office. So we're in our small little part right now. So this is David Washington. I'm Joel Hoxley. We're glad that you joined us here. You Can't Make This Shit Up. This is a J.N. Washington production, and John is our producer over.
Thank you, John.
We thank you so much for being here to do that.
So integral to our political innovation.
Absolutely. So as political innovators, we have to be on top of everything. So we're really paying attention to what's going on. Well, David knows that I'm going to be watching a NASCAR race if it's on, so at least recording it. And this was for me. I know it's just specific for me because who else? You can't make this shit up. So this is even better, David, because I'm going to share a little bit extra that you might not know. So driver Noah Gragson is now under indefinite suspension shortly after it was reported that he liked an insensitive meme about George Floyd's 2020 murder. On Sunday, Legacy Motor Club released a statement. I'm going to stop there for a minute. Legacy is Petty Motorsports with seven-time champion Richard Petty.
Okay.
And seven-time champion Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
So that's where Legacy. So if you're not familiar, that's why it's Legacy Motor Club.
Okay.
So they merged, and that's how it happened. But I say that because I'm going to point something out a little bit later.
Okay.
So about the suspension, noting that Gregson's actions do not represent the values of our team. Josh Berry instead drove the number 42 into the ground like a idiot for the weekend Cup Series, racing at Michigan International, spinning out, having a terrible time on the road. Oh, I'm not supposed to share that with you. No, he was terrible. So NASCAR fully supports Legacy Motor Club's decision to suspend Noah Gragson, and then NASCAR decided they needed to suspend him. So it's a business.
Yes.
It's a business. I cannot, my position, businesses run businesses the way they want to. Government has it doesn't intervene. They had every right to suspend him. But I ask, why do you suspend a guy for maybe chuckling? Sensitivity today is out of control. So let's see the meme. I think John's going to bring it up, and I'm looking at a bunch of other things. So let's see. Yeah. So I think it's funny. I do. I mean, it's not my taste, but I think it's funny because, under the sea, and now the song gets stuck in my head,
right.
and somebody's this is insensitive, but is it driving a car worthy suspension? Is this like, okay, you just this? I don't know. I'm speechless at this moment because
it's being politically correct. And
you asked about woke, right?
Right, exactly. It's woke. I didn't understand it when I first saw it, so I just kind of ignored it. Like, okay, whatever that is, I just don't get it. And then the context was provided. I was like, okay, the graphic is kind of lame. Second,
it was horrible. It's not even
right.
By
Second,
definition.
It's like, okay, really, we're still talking about it. It's kind of lame, insensitive. Yes. However, you're gonna do the woke thing. You're gonna do the politically correct thing. NASCAR, and they did.
Well, it's Kyle Larson.
Right.
Kyle Larson won a championship after he came back this season for being in COVID, being being on a live stream on television, and he happens to say the N word in the context of brother, kind of. I can't say it that way, but I don't like the word
My nigga.
anyways. But he uses it in the wrong in
My
a friendly
nigga.
context, and it's over the airwaves. He's on the wrong line. He gets suspended. He goes through all of this training, sensitivity training, everything else. He comes back and he goes on to Good Morning America, because you have to have a black person, give him the I think he's repented.
Yeah.
And it worked. I mean, I think he was repented from the moment he said it, because he didn't understand the offensive. He probably had a lot of friends like that, and they hung around, and that was their word. And they listened to music, and let me tell you, I listened to some music after that, because I was trying to figure it out. Because when they say he did it in this type of context, somebody was trying to excuse him, and I'm like, there's no excuse. I'm like, oh, like I'm listening to music, says it 25 times. And I was like 60 times. I'm like, whoa, it's embedded in the music. It's his generation. I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. But Noah, that was horrible. It was funny. It was funny in one way, but it's horrible. It's a horrible thing to do. But is it horrible enough to suspend him when Jimmy Johnson's mother-in-law just slaughtered her husband and their nephew? He missed a whole race in Chicago because his mother-in-law killed family members.
Holy shit.
See, this is how you don't know anything about NASCAR, David. So Jimmy Johnson doesn't drive in Chicago race because he had to go home because he had a family emergency. This is legacy. This is legacy, right? Where's the sensitivity? You don't want anybody to talk about it, and I get it, and we shouldn't be talking about it, but it happened. It's not immune to celebrity. Something tragic happened. That's why I said I was going to shock you, David.
Wow.
So that's a story you can look up, because it's absolutely true. Yeah. It's been very quiet. He made a statement that he wasn't going to be driving, and it was a family emergency, and it was. So you don't know who you marry. You don't know who is married. No, that's bad. But I don't want to talk about it. I do want to talk about Noah Gragson being suspended for this. It could have been a big. We slapped the shit out of him. We beat him up and send him onto a ferry boat so he could get. Joel's being horrible. They killed him for being on a social media platform.
Wow.
I mean, NASCAR is not joking anymore. Like they are banned the Confederate flag, they're pushing that racist shit out, and there's zero tolerance in the sport right now. Is that good or bad? That's to you, David.
Wow. Again, was it insensitive? Was it stupid and ignorant? The meme, yes, I didn't get it. I don't understand it. It's kind of lame. There's consequences to our actions. I'm sure we see consequences to our comments, our actions when we do our podcast, and we expect that feedback. It's unfortunate what happened to the Johnson family.
Oh yeah, totally.
Wow.
They've been in my prayers ever since.
However, to speak to this particular situation with the meme and everything, consequences. Actions have consequences.
Yeah, actions have consequences, and too bad when he was beating the shit out of. He got his ass kicked. So, but listen, Noah Gragson, he's a terrible driver, anyways, and he doesn't realize it. He's a second tier driver in a top tier sport. So
All
yes,
right.
I said it.
Well
His
said.
suspension will not be to the level of a Kyle Larson. So guys, like, share. Ever want to talk NASCAR? You want to talk drivers? I'll definitely talk with you. Thanks.